Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Sundance, the 2025 edition. My name is Alex Helisek, and we are going to bring you the latest in independent films and film festival news from right here in Park City. So stay tuned for some amazing interviews, and thank you again for watching Breezeway Productions.
Howdy.
Speaking with
Glenn Kaino.
Glenn, thank you for taking the time to speak with me today. Whichever you feel comfortable with. Tell me what brings you to the festival this year.
We have a short film in the shorts program one. It's called Hoops, Hopes, and Dreams.
Okay. And tell me a little bit about Hoops, Hopes, and Dreams.
Hoops, Hopes, and Dreams is a story that it's about a story that Ambassador Andrew Young told me about how he and Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. used to play basketball to connect with kids in the civil rights movement, and all in the service of keeping people nonviolent and really just connecting with the youth.
Interesting. So did he mention how good MLK was at basketball?
As a matter of fact, yeah, I asked him. I said, "Were you guys any good?" And he said, "No, we were terrible." But he said, "When you're doing God's work, you can hit it from anywhere on the court."
Interesting.
So yeah.
What kind of conversations did they have that you focused on in this short that he had between MLK?
Well, in the short, he tells a story about the first time he played basketball with Dr. King, and he said Dr. King wore a suit, took off his jacket, but didn't take off his tie, and wore Florsheim shoes, and it's a real fun story. But the idea was that not only does a story like this bring our heroes down to our level, but it brings us up to theirs.
Yeah. Interesting. What was your favorite thing about making this film?
The favorite thing I would say it was finishing it. I'd say that we had a tragedy in the middle of the production. One of our producers, Michael Straughtmanis, was unfortunately killed in the middle of the production, and so I'm gonna get emotional. But to finish the film and fulfill the vision that he and I started out with has been the most gratifying thing.
My condolences for your loss with that. If you can describe this film in your own words to audiences, so it gives them an idea of what they can expect going into it, how would you describe it?
I've been describing it as sort of like the colored pages inside the black and white history book. It's really meant to be a fun story to connect everyone and unify and build community and think about new alternative ways of community building.
Right on. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, and congratulations on screening here at Sundance.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
With
Alexis Feaster, producer of Hoops, Hopes, and Dreams.
Alexis, thank you for taking the time to speak with me today. Tell me about producing this project, which we learned was a fun film about MLK playing basketball for the first time.
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of people don't know the story. We didn't know the story originally that MLK played basketball, so I think that's the best part, is unveiling these stories and pieces of history that now are going to be shown to the public. So when your kids now think about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., they're going to think about how he played ball. So that's really cool.
Awesome. So tell me about some of the archival footage that you had to go through and put together for this project. What did you find as you were doing your research?
Well, luckily, funny enough, there wasn't a lot of footage of him playing basketball, but what we did have was Ambassador Andrew Young. To be able to have a first-person account of someone who played basketball with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., we couldn't get any better. So we were able to interview him for hours and to be able to get storytelling from that third person. And then we created some animation so you can visualize what Dr. King would look like crossing people over.
So since this is a person that knew MLK firsthand and that you've seen how his legacy continues to live on as we've just passed MLK Day, how does he feel about the current status of everything going on in our country?
Yeah, I think it's the perfect film to be able to literally show what people do in order to sacrifice. Obviously, Dr. King sacrificed his life to build community. These day and times, people aren't necessarily sacrificing their lives, but I think it's important for us to think about what we can sacrifice, how we can, work with our neighbors to bring each other closer together. So I think that this is the perfect time to be able to show what it means to build community.
Awesome. In closing, what would you like to say to the Sundance Film Festival for the acceptance?
Just thank you so much. I mean, it's such a pleasure to be able to, even an honor, really, more than a pleasure, it's an honor to be accepted to Sundance, and we wouldn't want to be on any other platform to premiere our film.